Ladies and gentlemen, the planning of a locality is determined to be very important. This is not only the work of the government, but also the content that people care about the most. Currently, Tay Ninh is implementing the project Planning of Tay Ninh Province for the period of 2021-2030 and the vision to 2050. According to the law of planning, provincial planning is considered as the core project to develop Tay Ninh Province into the development motivation of the whole region and the whole country. Therefore, the planning is implemented with new projects that will overcome the previous limitation and be the basis for investment attraction and socio-economic development.
The law on planning was approved by the four sessions of the 14th National Assembly on November 24, 2017. This law officially took effect from January 1, 2019. According to the law on planning number 21, provincial planning is one of the 5 planning contents of the national planning system, plays a key role in formulating a synchronous development strategy across the country, with consensus among different levels and regions and between important economic sectors. The results of the provincial planning will be the basis for building important development poles for the province and the region. At the same time, it creates a reminder to promote development in cities, districts, and localities. The planning of the in the 2021-2030 period, with a vision to 2050, is based on a correct assessment of the current situation and forecast of development trends in order to effectively exploit the potential and strength of the locality, ensure that it is suitable with the ability to balance and mobilize internal and external resources in all fields and regions of the province. Evaluate the possibility of exploiting regional and local linkage throughout the country, especially the connection between Tay Ninh Province and Ho Chi Minh City, provinces in the Southeast region, the Southern Key Economic Region, in the following important fields such as urban development, industry, infrastructure connection, resource management, environmental protection, supply and demand balance in markets of essential goods and services, building Tay Ninh to develop rapidly and sustainably on all 3 pillars: economy, society, and environment. According to experts, the planning needs to closely combine economic development with ensuring social security, gender equality, sustainable poverty reduction, improvement of material living standards, cultural and spiritual enjoyment of the people, proactively integrate and cooperate internationally, pay attention to investment in socio-economic development in border areas, consolidate the great national unity bloc, preserving and promoting the good cultural identity, creating unity in the diversity of Vietnamese culture, strengthen national defense, stabilize political security, ensure social order and safety, rational and efficient use of lands and resources, environmental protection, adaptation to climate change, population restructuring in the direction of concentration to save infrastructure costs. In fact, over the years, in each period, Tay Ninh has implemented plans that have brought good results, creating favorable conditions for the exploitation of land resources, potentials, and strength of the province. Land use planning as well as other plans have created conditions for Tay Ninh to grow stronger over the past time. Typically, in the period of 2015-2020, we have key projects such as the adjacent of Ba Đêm Mountain Tourist Area, Trang Bang Industrial Park, Phước Đông Bơ Lơ Industrial Park, or industrial clusters in districts, towns in the province, which also created the development and growth for Tay Ninh in the past time from 8% or more, helping people's living conditions to be relatively stable. GDP per capita is over $3,000. It was a breakthrough. Especially, the new countryside has created a new phase for Tay Ninh Province since liberation until now. Currently, more than 50% of commutes have reached new rural areas. There are districts that have achieved new rural districts. Those are the problems that Tay Ninh has made breakthroughs. In the context of the rapid urbanization in the province, along with the increasing demand for investment and construction, it poses many challenges to the state's management of construction planning. To overcome, solutions to improve efficiency in the formulation and management of urban planning has been proposed as follows: prioritizing the goals of sustainable urban development, building up a long-term action program to press thoroughly and organize the implementation. The Department of Construction has advised the Provincial People's Committee to submit to the Provincial People's Council for approval of the Provincial Urban Development Program, adopt policies to mobilize resources to serve the formulation and implementation of the planning. To plan and develop new urban areas that intersect and spread from Baden-Mountain National Tourist Area, make a long-term plan for general infrastructure development. According to Master Plan, paying special attention to high-speed traffic access to connect technical infrastructure, neighboring urban areas, and ring roads of Ho Chi Minh City. The Urban Development Program of Tay Ninh Province to 2030 has been approved by the Provincial People's Committee in Decision number 3628, dated December 27, 2021. By 2025, the urbanization rate will reach over 50%. By 2030, reaching over 55%. Orientation and Urban Development Plan to 2025, the province will have 9 classified urban areas, including 1 Grade 2 urban area, Tay Ninh City, 2 Grade 3 urban areas, Trang Bang Town and Hoa Thanh Town, 2 Grade 4 urban areas, Co Dao urban area and Bến Cầu urban area, 4 Grade 5 urban areas. 4 urban areas are townships of the following districts: Tân Biên, Tân Châu, Châu Thành, and Dung Châu, basically meeting the criteria of Grade 4 cities. Developing new urban areas, housing according to urban area projects, and embellishment in central areas in cities, towns, and areas with high housing density, exciting rural residential areas and spots. Developing new urban areas with interference in space, architecture, and landscape around Baden-Mountain National Tourist Area, along inter-regional and inter-provincial traffic access such as National Highway 22B, Ho Chi Minh Một Bài Expressway, Go Dao Smart Expressway, DT782, 784, DT790, DT781, meeting the urban criteria according to the urban rate that have been classified and expected to be classified within the scope and geographical areas, and at least meet the criteria of Grade 4 urban areas. In the period of 2026-2030, there are 16 classified cities, including 1 Grade 2 urban area, Tay Ninh City, planning orientation, continuing to strive for complete construction investment, basically meeting the criteria of Grade 1 urban areas, Grade 3 urban areas, Trang Bang City, Hoa Thanh, and Go Dao cities. 5 Grade 4 urban areas, Bến Cầu Town, Dung Châu Town, and develop and further classify Grade 4 urban areas in Tân Châu, Tân Biên, and Châu Thành districts. 7 Grade 5 urban areas, new classified urban areas, townships are expected to be established, including urban areas of Tân Lập, Mỏ Công, and Trà Vong in Tân Biên district. Tân Đông, Tân Hưng belong to Tân Châu district, and Thái Bình, Thanh Điền belong to Châu Thành district. In the coming time, the land use planning as well as the provincial planning implemented under the new planning law will face difficulties, especially the current land law has some shortcomings compared to reality, and the current planning under the new law on planning should have what needs to be appropriate, and there must be breakthroughs. There are things we need to do carefully and review to how in the long term the provincial plan integrates other plans into how to become a hard, standard, and quality plan for us to continuously develop in the period of 2030 and 2050. That is the expectation that the province is now putting its trust in the provincial planning. According to the leader of the Department of Planning and Investment, in order to improve the quality of planning, the Provincial People's Committee has directed branches and localities to review, adjust, and supplement existing plannings according to Resolution number 75, dated August 16, 2019 of the National Assembly Standing Committee, focusing on implementing the provincial plan for the period of 2021-2030 with a vision to 2050 based on integration as the basis for socio-economic development orientation and investment attraction, with the requirement that the planning must show the long-term thinking vision in order to exploit the maximum potential advantages Especially, it is necessary to solve dynamic, open, and flexible factors to meet development needs and attract investment in each period, overcome factors of planning that cannot keep up with and serve well to attract investment resources. This is a new approach in the law on planning. It is integrated planning.
Tất cả các
Unnecessary
vấn đề
issues must be
mà cần thiết
integrated
là phải
here
được
in
tích hợp vào
order
đây
for the
để các
following
quy hoạch
plans
sau
to be
đồng
consensual
thuận
and suitable
và
for strategic
phù hợp
investors,
khi mà nhà đầu tư quyết
including
định
other
hoặc các hiệp định
investors
khác
and
kể
foreign
cả nhà đầu
ones.
tư nước ngoài.
When they
Khi
look
nhà
at
hoạch
the
định về quy
plan,
hoạch
they see
hoặc
the
hiệp định từ trong xuống từ
transparency
trên
from
xuống
top
dưới,
to
họ
bottom,
sẽ có cơ
and they
bản để
will
mà
have
đầu
a
tư và
basis
an
for
tâm.
investment
Tôi
and
ví dụ
peace
như
of
trước
mind.
đây chúng ta
For
có một dự
example,
án A
previously we had a project A
trên một
on a
mảnh đất.
piece of land.
Về
From
góc
the
độ quy hoạch xây dựng
perspective
thì
of
dự án A
construction
rất là
planning
ok.
for project A
Nhưng ở
is
góc
an
độ
urban
của
area,
ngành nông
but
nghiệp
from the
thì dự án A
perspective
đó
of the
là
agricultural sector,
quy hoạch nông
it
nghiệp.
treats
Theo
agricultural
như là
planning
quy
or
hoạch quy hoạch
as
sử
a
đất thì
land use plan.
cái dự án A
Then
đó
it is
trên quy hoạch
located
đó thì
in the
không phải
area
là để
that
quy hoạch
land
cái
is
dự
not
án A đâu.
for
Bởi
planning
vì trước
that
đây
project A,
trước đây chúng ta
because
làm quy hoạch
previously
về
we
kinh
did
tế xã
the
hội
planning
thì tất
according
cả
to
các
the
hạng mục liên quan
socio-economic
đến quy hoạch kinh tế
planning
xã hội
and
thì
must
ngành
comply
nào
with
cũng
socio-economic
muốn đạt được
planning.
kinh tế xã hội
Every
miếng đất A,
sector
miếng đất
wants
đó
to
phải là dự
achieve
án A, nhưng mà ngành
socio-economic
khác
goals.
thì miếng đất đó
That
là
land
dự án
must
B.
be project A,
Tuy
but
nhiên cái quy
the
hoạch
other
này cái cốt
sector
lõi của
is
nó
project
là
B.
tích hợp
However,
cả
this
quy hoạch xây
master
dựng, cả
plan,
quy hoạch đất,
its core
cả
is
các quy hoạch ngành khác
integrating both land
vào một miếng
planning
đất
and
này
other
thì nhà đầu
plans
tư họ
on
sẽ
this
có
land.
một cái chiến
When
lược lâu dài
investors
rõ
look
ràng.
at it, there will be a long-term strategy on this land.
Thì hiện
Currently,
nay,
63
sáu
provinces
mươi
and
ba tỉnh
cities
thành
in
Việt Nam
Vietnam
mới
have
đang
begun to
bắt
implement
đầu
the
triển khai
planning, so
lập
it
quy hoạch.
can be
Cho
stated
nên có thể
for the
nói rằng
first
đây là
time in
lần đầu
Vietnam
tiên ở
we
Việt
have
Nam
made a
chúng ta
plan
làm
like
quy hoạch
this.
như thế này.
And if we
Và
talk
nếu mà
about
nói về tiến
progress,
độ thì
Tay Ninh
Tây Ninh
is
đang
in
là
the
một
top
trong
of
top
the
những tỉnh
process with
mà
very
có
good
tiến độ rất
progress
là
in
tốt
planning.
trong việc
Currently, a
lập
number
quy
of
hoạch.
major provinces
Hiện
and
nay
cities
còn một số
have not
tỉnh
yet
thành
had
lớn
an approved
còn
planning test,
chưa có nhiệm
have
vụ
not
quy hoạch
been
được
consulted,
duyệt,
and have
chưa tìm
not
được
been
tư vấn
able
và còn
to
chưa bắt
find
đầu
a
khởi động.
consultant and begin to start up yet. When being completed and published, the provincial master plan will be the basis for implementing activities to attract investments, build and develop the province. People and business community are expecting that Tay Ninh will develop seriously, overcome challenges to arouse local resources and potentials for economic development. At the seminar on the role of private enterprises for the orientation of Tay Ninh development, organized by Tay Ninh Business Association and Department of Planning and Investment, Ms. Trịnh Phạm Hải Linh, planning expert and city company, quite specifically analyzed the issues that businesses need to pay attention to the provincial planning, and when the Industrial Revolution 4.0 is developing strongly, what businesses must do to adapt. Locality must have strategies to help businesses improve the quality of their labor and see investment opportunities. According to Mr. Trịnh Ngọc Vương, Director of the Department of Planning and Investment, the creation of a vision through the master plan of the province has been implemented. The formulation of the provincial planning aims to build up a comprehensive and serious development plan for rapid and sustainable economic development. The orientation is great for Tay Ninh and very suitable. The development of a great Tay Ninh is due to the development of agriculture and the people, businesses of Tay Ninh who are always curious and want to develop Tay Ninh into the most livable place.
Cái mà sắp tới
What's coming
đó
up
là
is a
một lộ
not
trình,
so simple roadmap.
một lộ trình không phải đơn giản.
The province
Tỉnh
has
thì
a
phải
policy.
khi có
Once
chủ trương rồi,
accepted, there
khi
must be
chấp
a
nhận
next
rồi
step
thì
to change
phải
the
có
force of
một
very
cái
small,
bước
micro,
giải
and
pháp
medium
tiếp theo
scale
để
enterprises.
đào tạo cái lực lượng mà doanh nghiệp rất nhỏ, siêu nhỏ và vừa để cùng
To
nhau
come
cùng một ý
together
tưởng,
with
cùng
the
một
same
kiến thức
idea,
ha,
the same
đi
knowledge
đến
to
cái phát triển.
develop. Building Tay Ninh with a sustainable development is the goal that Tay Ninh Provincial Party Committee and government sets for each term. Therefore, in addition to speeding up the planning process, Tay Ninh Provincial Appeals Committee also directed to strengthen the implementation of key tasks and achieve the highest results.
Chúng ta tiếp tục
We
đẩy
continue
mạnh
to promote
thực
the
hiện có
effective
hiệu quả
implementation of
các cái
breakthrough
chương trình
programs that the province
đột phá
has
mà
set
tỉnh đã đề
out,
ra.
especially
Đặc
in
biệt
which
trong đó
the
thì
breakthrough program
thực
on
hiện tốt cái
transport
chương trình đột phá
infrastructure
về phát triển hạ
has
tầng,
been
nhất
well
là hạ tầng giao thông.
implemented. we need
chúng
to
ta tháo gỡ
remove
những khó khăn vướng
difficulties
mắc
and
trong công tác đền
obstacles
bù giải
in the
phóng mặt
work
bằng
of compensation
để mà
and
tập trung
site
đẩy nhanh cái
clearance
tiến độ
to
của các
focus
công
on
trình hạ
speeding
tầng
up
giao
the
thông trọng điểm
progress of key
mang tính
transport
kết nối vùng,
infrastructure
trong
projects
đó đặc
with
biệt là chú
regional
ý là phối hợp
connectivity,
với thành phố Hồ Chí Minh
especially in
để tiếp tục
coordination
triển
with Ho
khai
Chi Minh
đúng tiến
City,
độ
to continuously
các cái bước
implement
thủ tục pháp
legal
lý để
procedures
sớm
on schedule
hiện thực hóa
and
cái
soon
tuyến đường
realize
cao
the Ho
tốc
Chi Minh
thành
City
phố
Mộc-Bài
Hồ Chí Minh
Expressway.
Mộc Bài.
This is the
Đây là một cái tuyến
lifeline
đường
and
huyết mạch
can be said to
xương sống và
create
có thể
a
nói
huge
là
below
sẽ tạo ra cái động lực,
motivation,
cái tính
not
lan tỏa
only
rất
for
lớn
the two
không chỉ
localities,
cho giữa hai địa
including Ho
phương
Chi
thành
Minh
phố Hồ Chí
City
Minh và
and Tay
Tây Ninh
Ninh, but
mà còn tạo
also
động
for
lực
the
lan tỏa
overall
cho phát triển
development
chung của cả
of
vùng
the
kinh tế
whole
trọng điểm phía Nam.
southern key economic region.
Đặc biệt nữa là chúng ta cũng sẽ tiếp
Especially,
tục
we
tạo
will
điều kiện cho
continue
các
to
nhà đầu
create
tư,
conditions
thúc
for
đẩy nhanh các dự
investors
án
to
để phát triển,
accelerate
để
development
đưa khu du
projects
lịch
to turn Bà Đen
quốc gia núi Bà
Mountain
Đen
National
trở
Tourist
thành một
Area
khu du lịch
into a
mang tầm
national and
quốc gia và
international
quốc tế,
tourist area,
để từ
thereby
đó
creating a
tạo ra cái sức lan
spillover for
tỏa trong cái việc
investment
là thu hút đầu tư cũng
attraction
như
and
phát triển kinh
social
tế xã hội.
economic development.
Cái yếu tố hết sức quan trọng
The
đó là nguồn
important
nhân lực.
factor is
Và chúng
human
ta sẽ tiếp tục
resources.
quan tâm
We
đào
will
tạo bồi
continue
dưỡng,
to pay
nâng
attention
cao
to
chất lượng
training,
nguồn nhân lực
fostering, and
cả về trình
improving
độ
the quality
cũng
of
như
human
về cái tinh
resources,
thần, thái độ
both
và
in
trách nhiệm
terms
phục
of
vụ của cái đội
qualifications
ngũ cán bộ công
as
chức,
well
đặc
as
biệt
in the
là những đội
spirit,
ngũ cán bộ công chức
attitude, and service
ở trong khu vực
responsibility of the staff,
trong các
especially a
lĩnh vực
contingent
tham
of
mưu
carers and
như là
civil
quy hoạch
servants
đầu
in the
tư
public sector,
đất đai.
in consulting fields such as
Và một
planning
cái nhiệm
and
vụ
land
trọng tâm nữa
investment.
là chúng ta cũng sẽ tiếp tục
Another key task
quan
is
tâm
that we
tháo
must
gỡ những
continue
cái
to
điểm
pay
nghẽn
attention to
một cách
and
triệt để
remove
hơn
bottlenecks
về quy
more
hoạch,
thoroughly in terms of
về
planning,
đất đai,
land,
về
and
đầu tư
investment to
để
create
tạo ra cái động lực
motivation and
và cũng
conditions for us
tạo ra cái
to
điều kiện để
attract
chúng
more
ta
human
thu hút được cái
resources
nguồn lực nhiều
for
hơn nữa
development
cho
investment
cái
of the
đầu tư phát
province
triển
in
của
the
tỉnh nhà
coming time.
trong cái thời gian tới.
Long-term planning, but ensure not to be outdated. Tay Ninh will have stronger development steps and the focus on strengthening training to improve the quality of human resources to implement the provincial plan with the best result after its approval has been implemented by the province for many years.
And now the program comes to an end. Thank you for your attention and goodbye for now.